Hello, friends. Today we have with us Arvind Dotiyal, and he is a software engineer, lives in Boston area, and he is also Aam Aadmi Party volunteer. I met him during India Conference 2018 in Boston, which was held in MIT and Harvard University. So during that conference, we were talking to each other, and it came to our knowledge, and there were many people around us that Arvind Dotiyal is long-term Arvind Kejriwal supporter, and so I thought it will be really interesting to talk to him and know how it was back in 2006, 2005, 2008 when RTI movement was booming. Because at that time, for me, it was really refreshing to know, because I know Arvind Kejriwal only. I came to know Arvind Kejriwal only in 2011, and before that I did not know him. I was just busy in my high school examination and everything, and just following the film newspapers and local headlines, and the RTI headlines were not making its way to the villages. So it was really interesting for me to see a person who has been following Arvind Kejriwal since 2006 2007 era. So hi Arvind, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Aditya, for making this call.
Yeah, not a problem. It's our pleasure to talk to you and bring the unknown story, hidden story, which never made to the newspapers or which was there in the print media to today in the online session.
Welcome, thank you.
So you live in Boston. What do you do, and when did you come to USA?
Okay, so I came to USA 8 years back in 2010, and I came to work here. I'm a software engineer, and I'm working in Boston area for one of the big software engineering firm here. Uh, yeah,
So where did you do your schooling in India?
so I did my schooling in Himachal Pradesh,
Mm-hmm.
in a university that is called JP University, and I did completed my bachelor BTech in 2007.
Mm-hmm. So at that time, were you in Delhi region?
Yes, so I was born in Hilly region, and then I had to like I got selected in the institute which was in hill area itself. So
Mm-hmm.
all my like education happened in mountains.
Yeah. So how it was at that time when you came to know about the RTI movement, and then you later you came to know about Arvind Kejriwal.
Yeah, so I heard the about Arvind Kejriwal when he got like his Magsasay award, and
Mm-hmm.
then I came to know about his story. Like he was like an IAS, and how he just resigned from there and started
Mm-hmm.
working at the ground level
Mm-hmm.
for social work, and how he got like it got the RTI passed, and following this award, this is like Max was very prestigious, is very prestigious award
Yes.
and there are very few Indian that got it. So that got my curiosity there, because no, you don't hear about often about this story, like somebody like high profile bureaucrat leaving his job to
Mm-hmm.
come like ground and doing something for the society.
Yeah, and it was really exciting for me as well when I saw his one of the video where he do the social audit in the Delhi region, and that video is still available on YouTube, and I'll give a link to that video in the description of this video. So if you feel free to watch and share that video, and here in that social audit, he explained he was counting how much money was spent on the social projects, and there were witnesses from the local area and the contractor who worked there and officers who allotted there. So did you also witness such events in during that time?
Oh, definitely. Like these were the kind of video that we saw before even the India against corruption happened, and even before he was more he was not like a popular leader. He
Mm-hmm.
was still like fighting for the people in Delhi and trying to bring up these corruption issues. And he was like like going to small like societies or
Mm-hmm.
us and trying to expose like what is happening inside inside the government and inside the bureaucracy. And those videos you'll find on YouTube, which Aditya I will share. But that was very like heartwarming to see somebody like really fighting. It really inspired me,
Yeah.
basically.
Did you get a chance to meet him during that time?
I didn't.
You came to USA in 2000?
2010.
2010. So that was just the beginning of IAC movement
Yes. So I was not in India when the IAC movement happened.
started.
I was more reading it from outside.
Yeah. So how did you feel it when you read some news from a person who you knew for 2 3 years, than the most of majority of the people were with the movement did not know about the person?
Uh, it was not a surprise because I always thought him like he will fight for the right thing. And uh, although India against corruption was like the big leader there was Anna Hazare,
Hmm.
and there was all those leaders joining. But it was not a surprise for me that Arvind Kejriwal is also joining that movement, because wherever there is a right thing to do, he will do that. And this thing was happening for the country, and definitely I felt like very good about it. So at that time, not just Kejriwal, and even there was a leader like Kiran Bedi and
Hmm.
everything. I totally liked all those leaders at that time who were there.
Yeah. So you still like other people who eventually left the Amani party but still fighting for the cause? Do you still follow them?
Oh yeah, that's definitely it. Their political mind, political ideology might be different, but as long as they're doing their honest fight,
Hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what kind of discussions were taking place when you moved to USA and there was India against corruption movement in India during 2010? Did you get to make any friends in your USA, and you were discussing and supporting the movement from USA? Because there are many volunteers who came together across the globe and they did the what they did, whatever they can do from their places.
Oh, definitely. So this was also like a social media a movement, and people joined. Many people joined this movement through social, knowing from social media like what's
Yeah.
happening. So
Hmm.
many people are gathering. It was like a buzzword, and we in US were very much part of it. We were constantly sharing stuff and sharing what's going around in the movement, and they are fasting and constantly media they have their health check and their
Hmm.
BP going up and down. All those
Yeah.
things were like basically part of the movement, but we were constantly trying to share, and there was a lot of discussion in social media that happened. We had to Some people didn't believe in the movement, some people were very pro movement. So there was very interesting discussion happening in the context of social media, which was great because we never had those kind of discussion existing before.
Yes.
And at the
Yeah.
same time, this through social media, people who are non-Indians also came to know about this movement happening, like
Hmm.
this scale happening.
Yeah, there's no doubt the social media plays really critical role during that movement and any movement after that.
Hmm.
There's no doubt. And also during 2010, I was working in Hyderabad in a one of the software company there, and then the Hyderabad chapter started the movement in one of the post area in Hyderabad. So we after we done from office at 5 o'clock, we directly go to the venue and join the movement, and then come back and do the donations. And it was really heart touching for us as well while
Wow,
living in India.
amazing.
Yeah, we couldn't make it to the Delhi, but wherever we were, whichever city people were in, they were
Mm.
organizing the events, and the people of after office hours they were joining.
Yeah.
So that's how these small ISA chapter were formed in different cities across India.
Mm-hmm. That's really good to know. Like,
What was your reaction when Aam Aadmi Party was formed out of the movement?
my reaction was I was happy actually, because nothing substantial came out of India against corruption. There were bills passed, but that was the end result for that, and after that the movement dissolved. But what is the next step after that? How do we continue that momentum? I was very happy that there is actually a political party being formed that can actually take the movement to next level by joining the politics. If they come to power, imagine the kind of changes they could bring.
Mhm.
I was very happy about that.
How do you like the politics being done by Aam Aadmi Party? How they are drafting the policies, and any comment have you come across? Because you know more than me, you have been interested more than me in the politics. And have you come across any other party in India and have seen such policies developed by them as the Aam Aadmi Party?
Uh, I didn't know how the policy were being created before, but now I can see that I can be part of the policy creation process as part if I follow Aam Aadmi Party closely.
Mhm.
I can be part of the policy creation process. They actually so whole thing about Swaraj Abhiyan is like you go to the all the things that are useful for the society should be come from the society.
Mhm.
So you should go to grassroots level, ask them what they want, and form your policy based on that. And
Mhm.
that's exactly what Aam Aadmi Party tries to do. So, for example, they say that you have a budget for your constituency, and they
Mhm.
ask their people how do they want to spend that money for. People should decide whether they
Mhm.
want to construct a road or they want to put street lights or they want to do any other forget in water or electricity. They should decide how to spend the money, and that's
Mhm.
really so that empowers me to have my voice in creating the policies for myself, and that is really a new thing in India because earlier who cared how are the policy created, we didn't know that.
This party opened the door for normal people to come and contribute.
Mm-hmm.
So if I feel some change need to be done
Mm-hmm.
and my voice will be heard, I will
Correct.
approach them.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, this wasn't there. Neither people knew their voice can be heard,
Mm-hmm.
and neither people were aware how the process is to approach others.
Yes, exactly.
So this is the biggest change I have seen. The participation has been increased. Coming to the support for the Aam Aadmi Party, how do you support Aam Aadmi Party living in United States?
Yes, that's a very good question. Because I'm not physically present in at ground,
Mhm.
so like my body is not there, but by mind and my money I can use that.
Mhm.
So I'm very active in social group. I'm active in the local chapters. So last time in Boston there was an event where Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia was invited to a Harvard event. So we had a good gathering of our volunteers here. There was a very good interactions and some useful interactions. How we can uh, how we can do certain things here as well as help the Delhi team from here
Mhm.
in terms of IT or logistics. uh, and so that is one way, and then other way is donating the money and try to like uh, help other people or like talk to other people if they want to help out in
Mhm.
some or that's other way to I do that
Yeah. Do you also follow the US politics?
a lot. Yes.
So, what are the differences you see in Indian politics and US politics? Is totally different demography, totally different environment. But
uh
what kind of similarities you see in Indian and US politics?
I see a lot of similarities because India has also effectively become a party a system where there is something on the left and there is something on the right, and people have very strong opinions about left and right. They don't try to. There is no like in between where people come together and look for a common cause. So American policies recently had turned into that kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
We have
and same thing happening in India as well.
yeah.
So, what are the
So
most thing you like in American politics and you wish they are used in Indian politics?
uh, At upper level, it looks like they are very straightforward about donations and stuff. It's very kind of transparent where the money is coming from. Whether it's, uh, but in India, where the donations are coming from parties, it's not very clear. So even though it's a democracy, it doesn't look like it can't be influenced. If you have big money,
Mm-hmm.
you can influence the parties in India, and your donation are very opaque there.
Yeah, yeah. So you also donate for Aam Aadmi Party. What do you think about the donation criteria or donation mechanism of Aam Aadmi Party?
Uh, I can see that you type my name in Google and you'll get my name in app site where they will say this guy has donated. That's a level of transparency in app.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, and also they give most of the donations we do online using credit card, debit card, or online banking system. So if we use the bank for any kind of transactions, it can be tracked one day. Not maybe not today, but tomorrow or day after tomorrow, it will be tracked down who donated and how much.
Absolutely,
But
yes.
if the donation is made from cash, it is really difficult to track it back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
True.
Yeah. So initially, Aam Aadmi Party used to display the donor's name on their website, and during that time, I also came to know some of the people they write their name as Jai Hind or Bharat Mata Ki Jai or uh, Arvind Kejriwal Jindabad as their name, which was not good because it was kind of misrepresenting or not following the rules by
Mhm.
giving your actual name on the field of the name, because the AI at the back of the system is not that smart which can detect these kind of glitches. So those names were submitted to election commission. So
Mhm.
election commission was really angry about the names because this was the emotion shown by the people for the party to their support as the name written by Jai Hind or Arvind Kejriwal Jindabad. But this turned against Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay.
So there was a backslash from ECI. That's why Aam Aadmi Party has to take the names down because they have to sort out the names, real name, who donated, and it takes time for them. That's why
Yeah.
they stopped displaying the real time name on their website. That was one of the
Oh,
reason.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, because when you donate for Aam Aadmi Party, you fill your name, your passport number, your address, your phone number, and all the details. But
Yes.
your passport number and everything is not verified. It's not somewhere on the database.
Yes.
So you might end up entering in fake passport number or fake name.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing you cannot fake is your credit card number or bank details.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you fake it, it won't go through.
Yes.
So if there's any transaction, the transaction is real. Maybe the display information is not real,
Yeah.
and
That is
which can be tracked back because once a transaction is happening, when you open your bank account, you don't give your fake name, you give your ID.
right.
So if there's a reference number from the bank, the person name is tracked.
Mm-hmm. But that has been the fight for Aam Aadmi Party. Like they want to reveal all their donors.
Yeah,
Big party don't want to reveal their
other
donors.
parties they don't want, and they so after Delhi landslide victory, 67 seats out of the 70, Aam Aadmi Party was really hopeful. The hopes were really high for the Punjab, but unfortunately they could not form the government. And then after that, the Gujarat they fought on selected number of seats, then Karnataka on selected number of seats. But they in Gujarat and Karnataka they couldn't manage neither win nor sustain on any of the seat. So what do you think where the Aam Aadmi Party is going?
I think because this is a movement, this is not necessarily we have to win like the first match itself.
Mhm.
This is a big test match. So eventually the result will come after a few more elections. But unless Aam Aadmi fight it, they will not know the ground realities what happens. So constant retrospective of the losses, and eventually I think they will win multiple states. But this is good in terms like they know like where they can reach, and I think they are able to reach the metros,
Mhm.
but they are not able to reach far places from the metros or rural places. So maybe they need a strategy to reach those voters who don't have access to social media, who where workers can't reach.
Mhm. What do you think about the candidate selection process for the Aam Aadmi Party?
Candidate selection is really like they have set criteria like they should have good character, there shouldn't be any criminal cases against them, uh, and they should have past history of doing good work for like society, not just like they not necessarily they have big amount of money and you just donate and get a seat like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in usually in politics. So that kind of criteria have like you basically filter out majority of the unqualified candidate and put the candidate that is not the strongest, but that if elected will do good work for its constituency.
Yes. Yeah. And that's also candidate selection process is the process they follow is
Hmm.
I'm really fan of the process and the way they select their candidate.
Yes, absolutely. And it's most of these faces are very new to politics. It's not like they have come from BJP or Congress. They bring fresh ideas to Indian politics, which is very refreshing.
Yeah. So moving forward, what you think? What will be the future of Aam Aadmi Party?
I think like people like us are influenced by the way the politics of app politics app does. And we represent like very younger generation, and we can say that more younger people will join our party eventually, if not in next 4 years, maybe next 8 or 10 years, and eventually they will grow and they will have a substantial say in Indian politics, which will definitely change the policies how government is run, and that I'm very positive about that thing.
Yeah. So you live in United States, and other than the development, whatever has been done and the facilities, what are the more exciting things in the policies followed by USA based on the local policies in your community policies?
Hmm. So here, like city have very much say in their how they want to do things. So there is a system where they have a city budget. They decide how they want to spend their money.
Mm-hmm.
So, all for example, the police budget come from the city. So
Mm-hmm.
police is like devoted to the city, not to the state or central government. So they work for your city. Your city can be like very small community
Mm-hmm.
basically, and your education budget come from your city again. So city decides how much percent of your budget should go to education,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on the budget of your education could be like this school could be like very good school, like they can compare very like they can do better than your private school sometimes. And I see the same kind of thing happening in Delhi,
Mm-hmm.
because there they're spending good amount of money in education, in health,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, we are seeing the results actually. You may see that like 12th grade percentage have like
Yeah. Yeah.
passing percentage is quite high now in Delhi. That doesn't happen in government school in Delhi. But here in US, everything is 90% of students go to government school, and you can see that this nation produce one of like greatest mind and greatest intellect, whether they are scientists or they're artists. They all come from public systems, and city decides how much we want to spend on public education. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of policies and that kind of empowerment given to the people, the community, really help them decide what do they want their city or your community to be like.
Yeah. So have you ever thought about going back to India?
I think it so many times.
Yeah, but what does scare you going back to India?
What does scare me is like uh, uh, I'm very like I can be very useful citizen here. I can be very useless citizen here, just based on if I stay in US or I stay in India. I can see my options there to raise my family, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the opportunity, unfortunately, we people coming to foreign country, we get so much opportunity here,
Mm-hmm.
and same people going there are not getting like even half of the opportunity. That doesn't say good about the state of India right now.
So, is there any message from your side to Aam Aadmi Party and its supporter living in different parts of the world?
Uh, I think just keep supporting, and we shouldn't get deterred by like small failures. If I just look at the result, we can. It's not like a binary fail or pass. I think this is a process, and before winning, you have to fail some fight. It's like if you want to win a big war, you have to lose some small fights. So I think you learn as you fail, and then eventually there are going to be big wins for Aam Aadmi Party. So don't lose hope and just keep supporting honest politics in India.
Yeah. Keep supporting, keep donating.
Yes, keep
Because
doing.
if we don't donate, there are 1,000 people sitting in the corporations. They are ready to donate,
Yes,
and if they donate, you know the reason why they are donating, and you know the result what will happen.
yes,
So keep supporting, keep donating, and stay active. That's what I will say.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, Arvind. It was really a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here, Adi. Thank you for inviting me to this call. It was really nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it was nice talking, and you welcome. And hopefully, this video will be helpful to you, viewers like you. And if you like this video, you can share with your friends and family. And if you got any comment about the content and about the topic of selection of the this video, please leave a comment. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you. Jai Hind.